here with my friend Camila, and she's gonna speak today about vulvodinia. So, I'm gonna make the first question. What is vulvodinia?
Okay. Very, very difficult to say because, not even doctors are really sure about what vulvodynia is. So, what we know is that it's a neuropathy. So, kind of a thing that makes your nerve goes crazy and doesn't really work as they should. And it's actually pathology that it's linked to the muscle contraction. And what it basically what it does is it gives you a really painful sex, like your the inside of your vagina, but also outside. It's very usually sensitive and it's very very painful. There are actually some trigger points that when you touch them, it's like very very painful. And also you can, there are a lot of different symptoms, but not every person that has vulvodynia has all of them. You can have just some or all of them. And the majority of the symptoms are, of course, dyspareunia, that is painful sex, and then there is the muscle contraction, like hypercontraction of the muscle, especially the pelvic muscles. And then usually the urges to go to pee, or just weight on your bladder. And so it's difficult because for everyone it's different, but I would say also it's very difficult to stay seated in the same place for long because it becomes very very painful. And also, let me think. Other things, it's actually it's almost it's considered partial disability, because it's very very especially when it's very strong, it's very difficult to live with it. It's a chronic illness. And you can also have the sensation of burning in the pelvic area, almost like needles were just poking you. And there is a lot more in this movie, and also it's really linked to stomach problems and stuff like that, or so it's a mixture of a lot of things all together.
And so it's it's very, it affects you a lot during your daily life, right? Yeah.
You really it depends on the period, because there are some periods where I'm good. I'm not saying that I don't have it, but it's the pain is really bearable, and you can live with it without no problem and doing a lot of stuff. Maybe not just stay seated for a really long period, but and also even without having sex. But two things, the rest of your life, it's you can kind of do it. And then there are some days that are really really bad, where the worst day I had, I couldn't even really walk. Walking was too painful. So it's a range, and it's different for everyone. There are some people that have just minor problems, and there are other people that have really really heavy problems and that are affecting their life. It's it really depends. It really depends. Also, not just from person to person, but also it depends by the period you're in, because some periods are good and some periods are very 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 bad.
Yeah. Has it ever affected your sexual life by what you said, I'm guessing that yes, but yeah, you can maybe say more about it.
Yeah, it really affected my sexual life completely. Like when I think I always had it, but just like a tiny bit, because sex was always painful for me. But it was like, yeah, I could still do it. I could still find it pleasurable.
Mm-hmm.
But then at a certain point, my life just changed, like from a moment to another. It was really like a sudden change, and I started to feel like super, super bad. And I was with my ex-boyfriend at the time, and like we couldn't have sex at all because also like just touching me by the outside was too painful. Everything was really painful, and so for a lot of time I couldn't have sex with him. Then things started to get a little bit better, but still I couldn't do at penetrative sex. And I would say that a part of the reason that he left me, it's also because of that. He's not like a bad person, but of course he just, he impacted a lot on our relationship, had an impact on our relationship. So yeah, and also like right now it's like there are positive changes and negative changes, because like the positive side of this um, pathology is that I started to understand where my limits were, and also started to like talk about those limits with my partners. Just bad casual sex. It was like I started to say what was okay doing and what wasn't, and this is a thing that really um, changed my like way of living sexuality, and it changed it for the good. But of course, it's like all the other part is very difficult because I still can have penetrative sex. It's very too painful. It's not my favorite thing anyway, but it's very, very painful, and it's just that limits a lot the sexual encounters you can have, because some, I would say stupid, but it's my opinion, some stupid people wouldn't understand that sex can be a lot more than just penetrative sex. And yeah, so that's like a thing. Some positive things, some negative things, but yeah, of course it didn't, like, it made me insecure at the beginning. Now I'm more secure, but like it made me really insecure even to approach a person, because I couldn't really see myself having sex with them because of the pain, or yeah, and I didn't want to put me through the like process of having to say what this condition is, how it affects me every time I have to have sex. That's very, very, still very, very bothering me.
Yeah.
But it like, so yeah, now I'm more like really more selective about my partners, even for casual sex, because I wouldn't trust to have sex with anyone, with someone that wouldn't respect my limits. And that is like a good thing in part, but yeah, it really also limits your possibility to live in sex in a positive way.
Yeah. Well, it limits it, but at least you like to put limits and that kind of stuff that maybe people that haven't gone through the same things as you are.
Yeah, it's really important to put boundaries in what you want to do, not even what you can do, but what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's very, but sometimes it's very, you feel like pressured, not just even like, not just because I have vulvodinia, but also like, I think all the women's kind of try this, well, not just women, but mostly. And yeah, the pressure of like the pressure you feel when you have like sex with someone about doing stuff that maybe they really want to do, and you're not like hating that and hating those things, but you're like just I wouldn't really do it. Yeah, before I wasn't really able to say no, wait, I don't want to do it. Sorry, we can do something else though.
Yeah. It's like as women, we are always told that we have to like satisfy the men and
Yeah,
things like that, and yeah, so it still it we are now it's a lot better with feminism and that, but still
yeah,
I think
still a long way
yeah.
to go.
What sex means to you?
Actually, another difficult question. Um, well, I think that I know for sure is that for me, sex isn't the same thing as to say penetrative sex. That's
Yeah.
like the thing that I know for sure. Then I will say like I know like not clinic, but I would say like scientific definition of sexuality and stuff because I'm studying those things, but it's not like what I would say that it's sex for me. For me, I would say that it's like a really, um, really big group of different things that are in the like that you can do or you can feel, and you can live while exploring your body. No, it's like I wouldn't even, I don't know how to say. It's like it's something like sexuality. It's something that is within you since the day you're born, and it's just something that it's part of you as the way you see things and you live things. So if you have this mindset about like thinking about how complex sexuality can be, sex can be, like if your idea of sexuality is that um, I would say like not big, but like yeah, complex.
Mhm.
You can live sex in so many different ways because it's a way of exploring the way your body the way your body can have pleasure. And it's like if you just limit it to yeah, penis inside a vagina, it's yeah, it's not the best. And yeah, and also it's very heteronormative way of
Yeah.
looking at sex.
So the next question that I have for you, but well, you have kind of answered it before, is have you ever had problems with partners because of it? Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I said it before. Yeah,
yeah,
I had it. I had it. It wasn't like it was even because even like my ex partner was very like caring about me and my condition. But when I talked to him about these things,
mm.
I knew he wouldn't like he didn't really get it. He didn't really even if he was supportive, he didn't really get what I was living and how bad like I was feeling physically and emotionally. And I knew that it's like I know that he didn't get it, even if maybe he tried to, but yeah, I didn't feel very comprehended. So
Yeah,
it wasn't just the sex that created the problem, but the whole um,
yeah. It was
the way you live with this condition.
mm, like chronic, being
Chronic,
sometimes in pain or
yeah, yeah. Being chronically ill, it's rough.
yeah. Um, has it affected negatively to your self-esteem at some point?
Yeah, I really did. It really did because it's like we are so conditioned to think about ourselves as person that will have to give pleasure to their partners and just like be their most like when you find your husband, I don't know how to say, like your partner for life. Yeah, that was what I was saying. When you find the person you think will be the partner of your life, and you feel like, oh, so the sex she has, she has, or whatever has with me must be the most beautiful and appealing of your life, of his life. He's, her, and all the other pronouns. Well, life, and yeah. So, and you know that you can't really give it, or at least in the sense, in the way you think about sex, you cannot satisfy that. And that even if I am a feminist and I think a lot about this topic and sexuality, it still really affected me because I'm still suffering from this kind of sexism that there is. So yeah, it affected me. But it made me also grow, because as the things I told you before, as like it made me grow about like setting boundaries, being assertive, and also having like taking care of myself, when listen to my body, and a lot of other things that really are really important at the end of the day. But it's still very difficult to live with it, because like that it's a chronic illness. Some people it's able to I don't remember the word in English, like to get healthy again, to be cured. To be cured. But it's just like the minority, I would say. It's not impossible. You can get better, but like living as you did before, like with no condition. Some people achieve it, but it's not the majority, I would say.
And how it can be cured?
Sorry, I don't want to be too negative, because this condition can be cured and you can do a lot of things to get better, but still is a reality that it's like there is a lack of appropriate cure that will really help you. So,
and how it can be cured?
There is no therapy that fits for all the people, because there are a lot of, like, you're working on a lot of different symptoms and conditions. There are just like different things. There are different symptoms that are just like put together, and that's vulvodinia, but you don't really know what is the cause for everything. So you just like work with a neuropathy, and just like with some peculiar type of antidepressant, you can work on how the nerves respond. So it can help you, but yeah, there are a lot of side effects, and also it's like it doesn't work for all the people. Then there's a lot of physiotherapy that you can do to like strongest your pelvic muscles. But yeah, and that's, for me, that was really helpful and still is. But yeah, not curing it, but it really helped me. And then you have to take a lot of other kind of drugs, like fermenti lattici. Don't remember the word.
What did you say?
There is a type of, I don't remember how it's called in English. We call it in Italian fermenti lattici. It is like the things you take usually for your intestine.
I don't know the name in English.
I don't remember. If I will remember the name in English, I will say it later. Then you have to take a lot of food supplements, and that will help you with your pain. And then you have a lot of creams, a lot of like gels, and also you have the like some type of meds that help you relax your muscles. We call it, like, one of these is ansiolin, but there are a lot of different types. I don't know the real translation. We call it mio rilassanti, like Me relaxing.
My my relaxing, something like that.
Okay, yeah. So those kind of, yeah, these are, I think, the most important things. And also, sorry, and also the diet. You have
I Oh,
you have to follow a diet.
how it's
Yeah.
related with the pain?
Sorry,
How is it related, the diet, with the pain?
because it's like in the inflammation of the pelvis can be affected by food, especially because it's all the areas, so also your intestines, like all the area or the pelvic area, and a lot of people have like intestinal problems, and so yeah, taking that helps you. Having a real good diet that is anti-inflammatory diet will help you reduce your pain and your inflammation in the pelvic area. So it's better to, yeah, follow it, and it's kind of restrictive diet.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then, how and to whom you asked help when you noticed that you
Well,
had this kind of pain?
yeah, I went to a gynecologist, but I went to a lot of gynecologists because nobody believed my pain. They told me I should just like relax and having a glass of wine before having sex, and that was it. Or they just gave me just one food supplement. That, yeah, okay, but it will not like it's a real pathology, and yeah, a lot of gynecologists don't know, doesn't, well, one of those don't know about
Don't, yeah,
like
don't know, I think, yeah.
this condition. They don't know about it,
Hmm.
and some does, but you know,
Yeah.
you I had to wait a lot before having someone come to me and told me, yes, you have this condition. um because at first I wasn't believed. Then I changed a lot of gynecologists, and then I keep searching for online for something that could be similar to the way I was feeling. And I I came across the word vulvodinia, and I started looking about it. Um, it was like, whoa, like all these kind of symptoms matches what I have. Not all of them, but yeah, a good part will match what I'm seeing. So I started searching like vulvodinia Bologna, or just like searching um, for doctor that were like specialized in vulvodinia. And I found a clinic here in Bologna, and then I went there, and finally I had my, yeah, like they told me I had this condition. So my result was clear, and I felt really relieved at that point, because at least I wasn't crazy. It wasn't all in my head. It was a real problem.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, and then, but then I also changed it a lot of doctors again, because nobody really matched my standard, not even standard, but I felt like they really didn't give me good therapy. I'm happy with the one I am with right now, but yeah, I don't even know how many doctors I I saw before coming to him.
I find very like incredible that a lot of doctors don't know about this kind of stuff,
Mm-mm.
and that make feel their patients crazy.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah. What would you say to teenagers that have vulvodynia?
I would say that, like, because the problem is, when you are a teenager, it's very rare that you have um, like a doctor tell you that you have vulvodinia, because maybe you have some symptoms, but it's really difficult. Oh, the word that comes to mind. It's really difficult to have a diagnosis. It's very, very, very difficult, and but and also maybe a lot of teenagers, unfortunately, think about that sex, especially women, but like sex can be painful. It's normal
Yeah.
if it's painful sometimes and stuff like that, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's sex is not supposed to be painful at all. It it can be like maybe the first times if your pelvic muscle aren't relaxed enough, and maybe they are not like stretched enough. So that may be why you have a little bit of pain, but it's not like it should not be like that. If you have pain, don't ignore these symptoms,
Yeah.
and believe in your symptoms. Don't let doctor tell you that you don't have nothing and just
Yeah.
that you have to relax, because it's not true. If you can, like if you're able, pay more to a private doctor and get a diagnosis. It will cost a bit, but it will be worth it. If you cannot pay it, search for a really good doctor, estimated doctor of your city, and even if it's working in the hospitals, but like search for the best you can find, because it's not every doctor know what they're talking about.
What? Not every doctor. What did you say?
Not every doctor knows what he's talking about
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
she is talking
Yeah.
about. So,
Well, yeah. I don't have any more questions. So,
okay.
thanks a lot for doing this interview.
Oh, you're
Thanks.
welcome. It was really, I hope you will be